Hey guys, Coupons Provide here, and today I'm coming at you with a planner setup that I'm actually making for a friend, and you guys hear me talk about her all the time in a lot of videos. Her name is Alma, and she is a nursing student and mother and in the process of doing some home renovations, and she was talking to me about her planner and that it really doesn't fit her style, but she just doesn't have the time to create the layout. So I thought, with her being such an awesome friend, that I would go ahead and do something for her planner. So I did create this planner setup for Alma, and we're gonna take a look at everything that I did. I did talk to her and ask her what color style she wanted, and she's a big fan of shades of mint green, blues, and so on, and she definitely loves gold as well. So I decided to go ahead and create a mint green floral and gold pattern, and we're gonna start off with the front cover. Starting off, we're gonna take one sheet of cardstock and one planner cover sticker. You could definitely use wall decals from a dollar store, but I had this on hand already. And I'm gonna use the original cover to the Classic Happy Planner as a cut guide. She has the Classic Happy Planner, so that's why I decided to go with that. Simply laying the original cover on the cardstock is going to give you your cut guide. You're gonna place your ruler down at the very edge of the planner cover and run your blade along the edge of the ruler. This is gonna give you a very clean cut. Now you could definitely work with scissors, but recording and whatnot, it's always just easier to cut with a ruler and a blade. Also, if you're curious, I got my glass plate from Tuesday Morning a long time ago for $3.99, and it was a retail price of $24.99, so always check out your Tuesday Morning or discount craft stores for awesome supplies. So now that I've cut my cover, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Happy Planner hole punch for the cardstock. Now I do usually use $1 Dollar Tree hole punches and scissors to cut my planner cover holes, but I kind of wanted to move quick because she needed her planner covers. So for the purpose of this video, you'll see me using my actual punch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a plastic sheet and make our planner cover protector page. Now this is one of the chopping mats from Dollar Tree that I use in a lot of my videos, so feel free to check out my Happy Planner playlist. It's an awesome product, guys, and you could pretty much convert anything into a planner product using this plastic cutting mat. So now that we have our cover and we are cutting it down to size using it as a cut guide for the plastic sheet, we can go ahead and make sure that we match everything up nicely. And I'm going to show you what I mean about using the dollar store hole punch, because you cannot cut the plastic with the Happy Planner punch because it'll just ruin it. I did a review on that as well. Anyway, so what we're going to do is take that cover that we cut and that we hole punched, and we're going to use it as a guide for the plastic. I'm going to trace the circles, and we're going to go through and hole punch with a Dollar Tree hole punch. Now, whenever you're using the $1 hole punch and scissors method, you want to make sure that when you cut your slits in the center of the holes that they are not any wider than your scissors blade, because you want it to be small enough to fit around the disc but not too loose to where the disc comes loose all the time. As we begin piecing the cover pieces together, you can see what we're going for, and I took my planner cover sticker and applied it to the front plastic. Now I definitely suggest that you use the glossy side if you're going to use a sticker, but if you're not, then you can have the matte side up. And that is pretty much it for the front cover and protector cover, and you saw it was super simple to complete. And when I talked to her, she also said that she wanted a lot of function in her setup, which is awesome because I love adding function to my own planner setups. And by setups, I mean the different dividers, folders, covers, and all that stuff that goes into the actual planner completely as a whole, not just like for dividing months and whatnot. It's an actual planner setup, kind of how you would set up a binder. Now, to create the back part of the front cover, which is going to be a pocket, we're going to take another sheet of cardstock and use that front cover as a cut guide. Once we have our full sheet, we're going to add a horizontal cut so that we have a flap. Then you're going to hole punch and line up that sheet with the front cover. Once you see that you have everything lined up nice and neat, then you're going to combine the two sheets together to create a pocket. Now, since this is a pocket and you know you're going to have a lot of product in there, you want to make sure that your holes are secure and durable. The reason is when you have a lot of product in the pockets, it can cause the pocket to lift and maybe come out of the discs, and we really don't want that to a point where it's going to damage the hole punches. So basically, take some washi and add some extra durability to both sides of the sheets where you are going to punch your holes. Once that side is done, we're going to seal the bottom part of the folder either with some double-sided tape, or you can do as I'm doing because my washi actually coordinates to the foil, and use the washi to close off that bottom flap. Now before we go ahead and seal off the folder completely, we're going to go ahead and embellish the white space. I'm going to take my scrap paper from the cover and from this actual cardstock, and we are going to begin embellishing. You can do this however, there's really no right or wrong way. You can add washi, you can add cardstock, you can add whatever you want, and I'm basically going to take my scraps and some washi and coordinate it all together to add some embellishment to that blank space. Once we've embellished our blank space, we're going to take another piece of scrap paper and fold it in half. We're going to apply some double-sided tape to both sides, and we're going to make sure that the length of it is no longer than the side of the folder that is still needing to be closed off. The reason we want to do this is because we're actually going to put it inside in between those two sheets and hold the folder shut. Once that's done, we can go ahead and re-punch our holes. Now, since we pre-punched the holes at first, it actually made it easier to slip the combined sheets into the hole punch. Otherwise, it would not have fit. But because we pre-punched them together before, it fits just fine. Then we are going to make sure that we match up all of our corners and that everything looks nice and coordinated together. Throughout any project, you want to make sure that your embellishments flow from the beginning to the end of the project. So I'm going to take some of that coordinating washi and apply it to the front cover. That way, as you flip through the different sections, you will have coordinating themes throughout the planner. Now, when I went back to the folder, I wanted to add some more of that coordinating washi to the flap of the folder, just so you can have some eyesight as to where the pocket begins, so when she's adding the papers, she doesn't have to kind of feel for it and get it to lift. Next, we're going to create an inspirational divider sheet. Now, she can use this for whatever she likes. I am trying to keep in mind the fact that she wants everything to have a function, so I'm going to leave the back part of this divider or cover sheet blank so that she can do whatever she likes, but it will be a double print, so I will need 2 sheets of cardstock. Now, taking the original cover to make sure that all of our sheets are the same size, I'm going to use that for my cut guide. Once again, just like we've done for the other sheets. I'm going to take a piece of the scrap with the gorgeous gold foiling and floral print, and I'm going to cut off a square. Now, Alma is very busy with school and family and bills and life and motherhood and all that stuff, so I wanted to make sure to add inspiration throughout this project. So what I'm doing is I took the cardstock and I inked it up a little bit. She's a fan of the rustic, vintagey kind of look a little bit, so I wanted to kind of incorporate that into the layout. I took a brown ink pad and just inked up those sheets a little bit to carry that brown theme throughout the pieces on the actual divider. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and stick my centerpiece down. Now, the best thing about going with rustic is that it doesn't have to be picture perfect. If it were for myself, I probably would just eyeball it, but since it wasn't, I decided to kind of center it as much as possible using a ruler. You don't have to do that. And I'm going to add my sticker. Now, I can't remember where this was from. I think it was from a Mambi kit from Tuesday morning, but to be honest with you, I really don't remember. I have a lot of supplies that I go through and use. So I'm going to ink up around the sheet where I cut since it is white, just to kind of make sure I carry that brown throughout the different layers, and I'm thinking it is looking adorable. So super simple. Now we're going to hole punch, and that is our actual divider cover. As you can see, it's going to go in very nicely, and it looks really coordinated with the brown. Now again, I wanted to stick with the natural element, so I'm going to take that minty green color and incorporate some natural elements into the back of this sheet. I found a tree bark looking mint green color cardstock, so I'm going to go ahead and add that onto the back of this sheet using the same exact method that I don't really have to explain because you can see as I do it. And I'm also going to use the inking on this one as well. As you can see, the washi adds an adorable, durable function to the hole punches, and taking that ink and kind of smearing it on the page adds to the look that I'm going for, kind of tattered, used, and abused. Next, we're going to go ahead and convert this adorable cardstock pouch that I got from Target for a Target planner binder, and we're going to convert it to a happy planner style. It's super simple. Since it is paper, it's very easy to cut. All we're going to do is take 2 strips of the plastic leftovers from our covers and cut them down. Be sure to cut the size large enough to add several holes. Once you have your 2 pieces, we're going to use our cut guide cover as a punch guide cover. Now when you do this, make sure that you have your holes centered evenly on each strip. You want to make sure that they are even, because if you don't, then the page will not go in properly onto the planner discs. Once you have traced your holes and cut your slits, you're going to go ahead and add double-sided tape. Now the tape that I use in all of my projects is the BAZIC basic brand tape, and I think you can find it online. I get mine from King Dollar, and it's a very wide strip of adhesive, which is something that I absolutely love about this stuff. So basically I'm putting it over one side and folding it onto the other. This is what's going to hold our strips inside of the paper envelope. Once we have our Strips completely done, we can go ahead and cut coordinating slits into the very edge of the envelope, just enough to open it up. We're going to do that for both slits. When you do that, make sure that you are spacing your slits far enough apart to get to the next disc hole, because if you don't coordinate your slits, then the disc holes will not match up, and then your envelope's you're gonna have to redo it. So yeah, just make sure you have everything coordinated when you put it in. Then off of that same sticker sheet, I'm going to take another inspirational sticker and add it as an embellishment to the front of the pocket flap. Now we're going to go ahead and create a dashboard. Now if you've seen any of my planner videos, you guys know that I am not a fan of an open dashboard. I like for my planners to have closed dashboards, because as you use your product, use your planner, move it around, throw it in your bag, that dashboard will tend to be a little abused and things will start to fall off if it's open. So I'm going to show you how to make a closed dashboard. Using a file folder, I'm going to cut with the cover as a cut guide, the same size as we've been doing the entire project. And when you're creating your cut, you want to make sure that you have one closed side and one open side. The open side is where we are going to punch our holes, and that is going to be the opening for the dashboard. All I'm going to do is take some washi and apply it to the edge of one side. The side that you want to add the extra durability to is the side that is going to be the top flap, because that is the side you're going to be opening and closing the dashboard with the most, so you need it to have that extra durability. The back side doesn't need to have it as much because it's going to sit in the planner and not get used as often as the front flap. So any decorative washi that you add to the edge of the back sheet is only optional. You don't have to add it. But because I like to make sure that I coordinate the look throughout the entire project, I'm going to add a few strips of the foiling and floral washi because it's just so pretty. After we punch the holes and put it into the planner, you can see how it's starting to look, and I'm loving it so far. So I'm going to take another one of those inspirational quotes, kind of randomly put it onto the divider, and I'm going to trim the edge, and I'm loving the way it's looking. And of course, to coordinate, we're going to take some washi and act as though the washi is holding the quote on the sheet by cutting it into a banner shape and putting it along the bottom. Now, of course, I want to bring this look together, so I'm going to take some of the ink that I was using previously and run it around the edges. Now, since that solid edge or the closed edge is not exposed to soak up that ink, I just went ahead and took my blade and scraped off the foiling, and it absorbed the ink just fine. Now, whenever she puts her sticky notes or page flags into this dashboard, I don't want her to have to worry about the product peeling the paper. So I'm going to line it with some shipping tape. This is just going to give her a glossy background that she can apply some double-sided tape to without ripping the actual divider sheet, because that would just make it look tacky after a while, and then it won't serve that great a purpose because it won't be pretty and functional. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and begin creating some dividers for the rest of the planner. Now these are going to be for the sole purpose of being dividers, and you can also make them functional like I'm going to do. So all I'm doing is taking 3 patterns of the folders that I have already out. These folders are $1 for a 3-pack, so definitely keep those types of product in mind. Now one of them has a red backing, which we are going to cover up later on. But we're simply going to take our 3 sheets and cut them to size and hole punch them. Now to create the divider look, we're going to take the scraps that we cut off from the original dividers, and we're going to use that to create the divider tabs at the top of the planner. Now all you're going to do is take those strips and add them on to the sheet with some double-sided tape. You want to make sure that when you actually adhere them to the sheet, that you pay attention to where you are setting them. You want to coordinate them together in order from left to right as you go further into the book. Now any exposed red that we have, we're going to cover to coordinate with the rest of the layout. So don't worry about what coordinating colors you have, you can always change it up. Now, as we cover the divider sheets and customize the parts that we don't like as far as the red is concerned, I'm going to use some of the same exact methods as I've used since the beginning of the project. I'm just going to change up the style of them. So you're going to see how the same steps work, even if you want to change the style of, say, pockets or folders or anything like that. So now that we've created our dividers and pockets, we're going to go ahead and finalize the embellishing throughout the entire planner setup. We're going to use whatever we can, including scrap pieces from all of our different cuts, to washi, ink, whatever it is that we've been using this far. We will maximize our use by taking all of those different pieces and putting them together somehow. Now the stickers I'm going to be using are Dollar Tree scrapbooking stickers that came out not too long ago. They are awesome quality. They are huge. I absolutely love them. Anywhere else these stickers would definitely go for at least $4.99 a pack. So as you guys watch, just know that I'm using the same methods as I've used throughout the entire project, and I'm loving the way it's coming out this far. Okay, now we're going to do the final few pieces, guys. We're going to use the front cover as a cut guide for our back cover, and we're going to hole punch and embellish the back cover. I wanted to keep the back cover simple since we have so much detail going throughout the whole planner. I'm simply going to take a white sheet with gold foiling polka dots and add some embellishment and just a little note from me to Alma. And then we're going to create a protector cover for the back side as well using the other sheet from our 2-pack cutting mats from Dollar Tree. And that is pretty much it, guys. We have a full planner setup, including the protector cover for the front, a functional front cover with a folder on the back for the planner, a divider sheet that she can do anything with, a closed dashboard that she can reuse, and a pocket for the happy planner. I think this one would be great for like receipts and stuff if she has it with her while she's out, and the dividers with pockets as well, and a back protector cover for just a few bucks. And I mean just change on the dollar for all the supplies that we got, guys. So once again, I do hope that you enjoyed this planner project. As always, I try to encourage you guys to think outside the box or learn basic steps and systems that can allow you to customize and change up your own planners to your own taste or even for a friend. Always do something to show you care for the people that you care about. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Google+, and my Facebook group at Coupon to Provide. And don't forget, guys, keep couponing. Bye!